bigger than mine.
I'm smarter, I think. That's probably why, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
I just don't live up to my potential, I think, is the problem, you know? Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I bet that's what it says in your...
As I said that, my computer just went shitways. I can't see where my Chrome just disappeared. I don't know where it is. There we go. Okay.
How are you? Are you well? Haven't seen you for a little while.
Yeah. I'm good, man. Spooky shit. I'm excited.
Sorry.
What are you laughing at?
Body mass index.
Very fair. Very fair.
Harsh, fuzzy, harsh.
I'll take it.
Yes, we have got... I've heard that. We have got spooky shit back. Yes, we are here to talk about all the spooky goings on, horror news, and all the rest of it. We've got lots of news tonight. Mr. Keegan has done the slides tonight, so it will be an interesting canter through them for me. I've added one or two, but I'm looking forward to getting into it. Now, I don't think I saw a slide when I had a quick look-see about Scream. Have you got a Scream slide?
What Scream news was there?
So Fuzzy sent us it. I forgot to tell you. Fuzzy sent us it. When was it? Last night, I think. Fuzzy, was it you messaged us? I mean, just a little bit of news to say that this next movie is going to be set formally 2 years after.
2 years later, yeah.
The latest one. So that's canny. That's canny.
I felt like I was going to get shit for just scraping the barrel for Scream news, so I felt like, for Fuzzy's sake...
I think Fuzzy gets upset if you don't talk about Scream news. That's why he comes. That and Scooby-Doo is what I believe.
Yeah. This is the Matthew Lillard show, basically, isn't it? Yeah.
We've got SM. Nice to see you, SM. Hope you are well. We've got Andy, Perpetual Comics. Andy, I am going to show it off on another show. Wink, wink. I am going to show it off on another show probably during next week. But Andy sent me a ridiculous package of goodies the other day. So thank you so much for that, Andy. Some great books there and some great badges and things. I really do appreciate it. So thank you.
When we get to the merch section, I have a really cool thing to show that I got.
Very nice. Oh, I think you might have sent us some images.
I think I did. Yeah,
very cool. Just had a sudden realization.
What?
Sorry, brain fart. I am old. Brain fart. I am old. I'm just thinking we've got a group chat and someone put something in there that we're very excited about this morning, and I ain't responded, and I don't think you've responded either. So a little bit rude.
I'm not gonna lie. Unless I'm added directly in group chats, I just don't look at them really.
Yeah.
Until I want something,
you cry. So we'll probably have to respond. And say, yeah, it's great.
Right.
Okie dokie. We've got back Dan. Nice to see you, Dan. Hope you're happy birthday, Dan. Was that today or was it yesterday? I can't remember. I think it was today. If it's today, happy birthday, pal.
Happy birthday.
Well. Yeah. Okie dokie. Shall we just crack straight on and get into all this horror stuff? Sad news to start.
No, right. Ed Gale, who is one of the I think the actor that played Chucky in the first movie in the costume. So like most of the shots are animatronics, but the bits where he's running around the house or whatever. Ed Gale was the guy in the suit. So he passed away last week, I believe. Now I was going to put an RIP thing in here. And then I saw on some groups people were posting RIP things, and then I had a look at the comments, and I was like, "Ooh!" So he was an evil man who got caught doing something very, very bad a couple of years ago, like Chris Hansen kind of stuff, you know. So
are we glad he's dead? Is that
yes,
what we're saying?
I think yeah. I even noticed in like the For the Love of Horror group, like one of the moderators basically put out a thing saying, "Listen, I'm turning down all these RIP things because you obviously don't know what he did." And it's funny how like a lot of like news outlets are kind of burying the lead a bit, where it just says like, you know, like Chucky actor dies and like no context of it. It's like I feel like this is important for people to know because they just read that and then they put out that, "Oh, I love Chucky. This is so terrible that he's passed away," but good.
We're glad you're dead, mate. We're glad you're dead. Burn in hell. So this image is kind of prompted us about something that I talked about last episode, and I haven't put a slide update, so I'll mention it now. Do you remember I talked about a TV show I've been watching called The Curious Case of Natalia Grace?
Yes.
So this was kind of a link from the Orphan horror movie we've both watched, which is about Russian, I believe, little girl who gets adopted. Turns out she's not a little girl at all. There's a true story in America. It's worth Googling, guys. Natalia Grace But there's been 3 seasons. I hadn't realised 3 seasons when I first started talking about it. But 3 seasons of a documentary following this girl's life. And I said I'd come back and say what I'd found out. Not a fucking thing. Batshit crazy. The entire thing. I haven't got a clue what is going on. All I can say for certain is that our first set of adopted parents did re-age her. They took her from, I think it was 12 to 22. Okay. And that was a lie. That was utter rubbish. The American court system is an absolute joke. They had dentists and bone experts and all kinds of stuff saying, no, she's a child, you idiots. But the courts just went, hee-haw, and upgraded her anyway. So it was absolutely crazy. I thought that was the end of the story. And then, no, adopted parents were nutcases as well and abused her. And then a family she met 15 years ago abduct her. It's just mental, but it's worth watching. It is worth watching. Okay. So yeah, it is worth checking out. I've been fascinated by the entire thing. I'm on the last episode now to find out, and I still don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, maybe it'll all come together at the end, you know.
Yeah. I'm not expecting to, because each season has ended with hurrah, everything's happy and everybody's good, and then there's like after credits. Oh look, we've just had this phone call, and actually she's Satan. So okay.
Yeah.
Let's discuss it in the group chat. Oh, God. Andy, trust us, mate. I know what you're like with chats. You're not going to want to be part of this group chat. I don't want to be part of the group chat. So, yeah, we'll fill you in. Bat Dan thought you were in everybody's group chat, Andy. It was the same guy who made the Dilbert cartoons. He announced he had cancer this week, and 99% of people had zero sympathy for him. Horrible man.
He also played Howard the Duck.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's the guy in the suit in Howard the Duck as well. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. We shouldn't have said anything about this group chat. I must have left them back down. I like more social interactions. Not enough people like me to constitute a group chat. I have a low threshold for bullshit. Yeah, you absolutely do, Andy. You're right. Okay. I haven't got a clue. That's Raimi, isn't it? Sam Raimi?
Yeah, Sam Raimi and Danny Elfman. So Danny Elfman is coming back. They're reuniting after the Spider-Man trilogy. Danny Elfman's going to be scoring Send Help, which is the kind of Castaway meets Scream kind of horror movie that Sam Raimi is doing at the moment. So I can't remember the 2 lead actors in it. It was a really good cast, though. But that's what he's directing at the moment. So return to horror for him. Danny Elfman coming in. I don't know. I know he does spooky music, like he did Nightmare Before Christmas and stuff, but like a full horror movie, I think that's a really interesting kind of thing for him to do. So I'm looking forward to hearing that. Yeah, I like Danny Elfman's music. So
yeah, me too. One good group shot. He looks like the biggest veteran. Bit of Wolfman action. What's going on here then?
So you've still not seen Until Dawn, have you?
No, not yet.
So this kind of upset me. They filmed a werewolf sequence and it got deleted. So I think it's going to be on I believe it's out in digital. I think it's going to be on the Blu-ray where you can watch the scene. I assume it's like, there's sort of like a montage-y bit where it goes through what happened on different nights. I assume this was lopped in there, but I'm like, that would have been cool. I would have liked a werewolf sequence.
I've got a feeling I saw that this movie was on Amazon Prime or something this week.
To rent, I think. Yeah, it is. It's on digital now. Yeah.
Really?
Check it out. We can do a spoiler thing then. Like honestly, like with horror movies, you know, like a lot of like adaptation we're gonna be talking about later, but like almost every PlayStation adaptation, I feel like my problem is changes to the source material, whereas you're not gonna care. So you might like it more. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hear good things about it, I have to say. But yeah, I will check it out at some point. I probably won't pay for it. I'll wait for it to come on normal TV. This was sad. So, 2 bits of Final Destination news. So, one, the movie is absolutely killing at the box office. $200 million. So, it's the highest grossing. It's only been out 2 weeks or something. Yeah. So, the highest grossing Final Destination movie. That would make one of the, like, horror movies very rarely ever make, like, more than 100 million. So, 200 million is crazy. And I think that's going to keep going up. So, great, return to form for the series. That's fantastic. To be honest, James, I mean, you're using words like fantastic. It's a good movie, but it's not groundbreaking. It's nothing new. It's very by the numbers. I've enjoyed it, yeah, but I certainly wouldn't. It's not in the same leagues as like Sinners, which by the way has got a Sinners too. I see they've announced. but it is good popcorn flick. I can see why it's doing well at the box office, because it's kind of almost accessible horror for people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
I
easy
think Final
horror.
Destination crosses sort of a boundary where a lot of people don't like horror movies, maybe like Final Destination because it's not a serial killer, it's like a accident thing, so they don't mind gore, but they're not scary movies. But there's a good tension. But no, I would say there's an argument to make that that's the best movie in the series, and it's there's an argument to be made. I would say it's one of my favorites. It's among the better ones.
I tell you what I do think about it, and we've talked about this before. Quite often with horror movies, I don't like anybody in them. I don't. The cast are so unlikable. Do you know what I mean? You don't,
because you're seeing them
connect.
die. So yeah.
Yeah. Whereas a lot of the characters in this I genuinely quite liked. Like, like the two brothers in the hospital scene. I really liked both of them. So it did feel like it had a bit more of an emotional pull to it, I think.
Yeah, there's some good humor, I think, as well. Oh, really? Yeah. You liked it?
Good
It's good.
Yeah. And sorry,
I
just
should have
before
put
you
that in
move
the
on,
slides. Fuck. Yeah, did you do this?
could you? If that happened in the cinema you were in, I think you could be forgiven for sitting in the back row and thinking, "Oh yeah, this is some kind of
Joke.
Do you know what I mean?"
Yeah.
And then maybe when they're carting people out in gurneys and stuff, you might start thinking, "Oh, maybe this is a bit."
Well, just why are they on? But not like how often does the ceiling fall down in a movie? Do you know? So it's just the fact that it's a Final Destination movie that happened in is why it's in the news. But I'm sure that happens literally every day, like a cinema collapses.
I think Fuzzy's absolutely right with this kind of movie. It's hard to get it wrong. People go in to just be, you just go in to see the
bad ones are
depths.
watchable.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Andy saying watch Sinners last night in the old Fire Stick. Decent. I loved
It's
Sinners.
phenomenal.
Did you watch to the very end, Andy? Did you see the kind of the mid credit, the proper end, because it doesn't really end? There's a big chunk post credit kind of scene. Sorry, you are going to say some other news. About this.
I'm blank.
Were you going to tell where
For a
that
sec.
he was given free rein to say what he wanted at the end of the movie?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So Tony Todd had his last scene in this film is a very poignant one that we felt. A lot of people, and I was like, oh, that's really odd that it's so kind of on the nose. And basically, Tony Todd was allowed to say whatever he wanted, so he kind of ad-libbed that scene because he must have obviously knew he was passing away soon. Which I think that makes that really more
Special,
more beautiful, isn't it? And special, yeah. So I think that's amazing. And it's sad, but it's nice.
I mean, it
that
was
it's
funny watching it
send-off.
in terms of, obviously, as horror fans, we knew it was his last kind of film. My wife didn't know that, but she still thought it was a lovely scene. But it felt like it hit quite hard, I think, when I was watching it. But yeah, lovely. Great opportunity for a beloved actor to have that opportunity to kind of say farewell to his fans,
Absolutely,
Because
I think,
I know we
yeah.
talked about it last week or whatever, and you felt it was saying farewell to the franchise in some regards. I've reflected on that. I think he was saying farewell to just horror fans in general. Do you know what I mean? I think it was his send-off,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It was good. What in the hell is this?
So the Dark Universe, Epic Universe theme park has opened. So opened last week. So there's some shots of some of the actors at the thing. Doesn't look super impressive here, but I think when I watched a few walk around videos, and it looks very cool.
But it's hard, I guess, isn't it? Because they've got to get that tricky balance right between kind of horror, but not too scary that it's going to scare the living bejesus out of the kids who are walking around the park. I mean, that Frankenstein looks good, but it doesn't look necessarily horrifyingly scary.
Yeah, and these are just the actors. There is
Yeah.
the animatronics in the rides and stuff like that. I think some of those stuff I've seen of that is really impressive. Also, I think part of it is because where is this? Is this in Florida?
Yes, yeah.
It's in Florida. So you're never gonna have a meek, smoky winter's day in Florida. Do you know what I mean? You're not gonna have that kind of atmosphere. They should have smoke machines around the place and fake fog and
Probably
do actually. Yeah. But just because I think it's just beaming sun. You should put this shit in the Birmingham or somewhere. Where it's you're gonna feel it gloom. Yeah.
I'm hyper for this. I cannot wait to go and see it and spend some time there. It looks amazing. Looks absolutely amazing. Evil Dead.
Yeah, so Hunter Doolan, you might recognize from Wednesday.
Say that again, sorry?
Hunter Doolan, the actor on the left
Yes.
there from Wednesday.
Yeah.
Has been cast in the lead role of Evil Dead Burn, just the Evil Dead movie coming out next year. So, yeah, that's that. You know, cool. Like, I'm happy that casting's on the way because it means the movie's like not going to get fucking endlessly delayed or whatever. It's like you're casting, so it's filming soon, so it's coming. So I'm
Just happy to have more in this universe. Loved the last movie. So
yeah, we don't have to wait 10 years for another one. That's the nice thing, I think, as well. So, yeah.
Fuzzy's just saying, I saw videos of the opening of the new Universal theme park. All adults jumping around, acting like fools, not a kid in sight.
That's I'd say it's the influencers would have booked it all and stuff. Like, they would have had a lot of people invited that way. So
it can't have been all the influencers, James, because we weren't invited. So
I'm not an influencer. You qualify as an influencer. You get sent free shit. I don't get sent free shit.
I do guess.
I do this out of pocket,
underwear, mainly. But, you know what I mean? And that's from Fuzzy. So yeah.
Of course.
This
Now,
is pissing me off.
This broke like an hour after we finished recording the last episode, where you were talking about how great the show was. What happened? It's cancelled.
Binned.
It's
Binned.
gone. Crazy, yeah. So Bondsman, Amazon Prime show, is dead. Unfortunate, I think. It sounded cool. You said it was great.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Easy half-hour episodes, nice and easy watch. I saw a video of Kevin Bacon talking about it. Not apologising, I wouldn't say, but saying that he was sorry for the fans, that he had a blast making it. He really enjoyed the music element of it and stuff like that, and he was sad to see it cancelled, but he couldn't give any explanation or understanding as to why it was pulled. He just said it is what it is. It was fun while it lasted. It must be, when you think of, I mean, yes, a bit like Harrison Ford. It's the money that draws people to these roles, I suppose. But it must be pretty heartbreaking for actors if they put the heart and soul into something and they think it's a good character and a good franchise, and then it just gets pulled for no apparent reason. Because I think this did well. I think it got good viewers and whatnot, good viewership.
It's very like it's funny how there's like these shows on these streaming services a lot. Like at the Apple, I know that I can't remember who starred in it, but there was like a show I'd never heard of starring an actor I liked on the Apple thing, and it's 5 seasons in, and I'm like, well, I've never even heard of this thing. What the fuck? So like people, to my knowledge, kind of knew about this show and stuff. Like, I'm surprised it didn't like take off, because it's like a very kind of silly supernatural kind of Reaper kind of thing, so like,
I think all episodes dropped at the same time, and I'm never quite sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I haven't worked out whether people like that or not,
because I wonder like if you have the same amount of viewers but they watched it like week to week rather than binged it in one session, if there's like one is considered more successful than the other. Do you know what I mean?
Don't know.
I wonder.
But yeah, sad, because it wasn't a masterpiece, don't get us wrong, but it was a fun show and it was easy to watch, so yeah, sad that went. Barbarian.
We're in the video game section now, Peter. They announced a Barbarian video game. So no screenshots yet. It's from the team that did the Friday the 13th game and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. So, no, not the Texas Chainsaw, the Evil Dead game. So it sounds like it's going to end up as an asymmetrical multiplayer game. I'm hoping it's just a single player thing. I don't know what you do with this though. Do you know? Because it's like
no friggin' sense to me at all.
Do you just run away from the woman with the feed the baby? You're just hiding in the tunnels from her or something. Like I don't know what. Like, this is
of all the horror franchises you could have made a game on. This would have
what a bizarre choice.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it's gonna. Maybe it'll just be kind of like a completely different thing, and it's just kind of in the same tone or the same themes as that movie. But very strange, very, very strange choice, like to do this one in particular.
I can't say I'm excited about that.
No, because I feel like the best thing about Barbarian was the surprise of it, So like when that's taken away, when you go in knowing, like, because you're gonna see gameplay, you're gonna see what the game is about. It's like maybe it is literally the feed the baby woman chasing you around to milk you. What a strange movie. I love it, but it's such a strange movie.
I love a good milking. Fuzzy, streaming services do better with older established shows. It makes more sense to get 10 series of Suits than pay for a brand new show at 1 million an episode. That's true, Fuzzy. Yeah, that is true. We've got more games.
Now, this is a documentary. So this is from the guys that did the first-person shooter documentary that Von Hoot's friend was involved in. So this is their next project. So I believe he worked on some of the. I think he did this logo and he did some of the. He said he did some of the VFX and stuff in it. So this is getting rave reviews. So I think it's like a 4 or 5 hour thing. Just documentary on horror gaming and stuff. And I know that they got some really big people to interview for. I think John Carpenter's involved in it. But yeah, apparently it's incredible. So like I'm gonna check it out. You have to it's not any streaming service. You have to like pay for it on the website, I think, or there's like a paid like a Kickstarter kind of support levels and stuff you can go. But yeah, apparently great. So I'm gonna check this out. I think this looks cool.
I'll let you watch it, James, and then you can feedback. All right, yeah. I'll step this one out. I'll let you watch it.
Yeah, you don't want to spend 5 hours watching the history of horror games now.
I don't know if I've got 5 hours left in my life. So, I'm not convinced I want to spend it watching.
Yeah. That. I love a good documentary. I love a long one. So like,
what the shit is this?
So this is
about 10 years old.
That's the idea. So this is phase 0. So this is like a PS1 style horror game. It's out on Steam at the moment. People really digging it. I think that's such a cool idea to go do like a retro style PS1 game in the vein of like a Resident Evil and a Silent Hill and stuff. Like I think that's a really fun idea.
What's it about?
I think it's like alien kind of parasite kind of things. I think I didn't look that far into it. I just saw some screenshots and I was like, oh, this looks cool. So yeah, I don't know if it's coming to PlayStation. I think it's just on Steam at the moment. But like, it seems really cool. I think that'd be cool to like, because games are getting so expensive and taking so long to make nowadays, to just fucking make a PS1 or a PS2 style thing in like a year, you know, and just pump them out. Why doesn't Sony do that? Do like a Spiral 4 that looks like a PS1 game or something, you know?
Yeah,
be cool. No comment.
Toys. I thought this would be interesting to you. This is Sideshow and Hot Toys have said that they've teamed up. They've got the license to the Last of Us figures. They've not shown any of the images of the figures yet. They've just said coming soon. Now for Hot Toys, coming soon could be 2030. So Christ knows. But we might get some shots. So Mr. Keegan, I know you've already got a couple of Last of Us figures.
Yep.
What do you want from this line? What if they're only going to produce one figure? What's the figure you want?
Well, there's no point getting Joel and Ellie. That you know what? I honestly, if I got a character, it'd be Abby, because I have a third-party game version of Joel and Ellie, so like I'd like an Abby to go with them. I think a really high-quality clicker, would be great, because the one I have is like it's the head. It looks great, but the rest of the body's not even got any mold on its hands or whatever. So that'd be cool. A bloater will be awesome, I think, as well. So like, for me,
eyes. We'll have to clip that. Your eyes nearly popped out there.
I'm just thinking, because those are things I can put with like if the clicker has like different clothing options and stuff like that, I'll pick up 2 of them. So I'm excited for the things I can put with my game versions more so than like a Pedro and a Bella.
Well, I was going to say, because Hot Toys obviously are known for movie licenses and things like that.
Yeah.
Do we think this is going to be? Well, it's going to be based on the HBO show, so it's not going to be. It's not going to be the game version, is it? It's going to be Pedro. It's going to be Bella and all that.
Literally, I think all we're going to get out of this is season 1 Pedro and Bella. You might get an Abby and a clicker and a bloater. I'd be surprised if we get anything more than that. Maybe a season 2 Ellie, but I don't think we're going to get a Dina or Tommy or David or anything like that. So I'm excited though. Like more Last of Us stuff. I'm worried how expensive this is going to end up being to get all of these things, and I'm kind of happy. Like I'll wait to see the Joe and Ellie, because like I held off on the Toys Era one, which looked quite good. So if we get like an amazing sculpt, like maybe with the hair, real hair, like that. What's that brand that they do the special one?
Well, there's in art, but with
no, but they have one that they
Toys, they do the rooted hair and stuff like that.
So for Ellie maybe that'd be cool. So well, I'll wait and see. My ideally they literally give you 2 head sculpts and you can put the game version on if you want.
I've seen some people commenting on that, saying it would be good to have like a game version on their head.
Very highly doubt though, so we'll see.
Fuzzy's just saying, I think we might touch on at the end of the show. Fuzzy read some rough reviews about the show. Numbers weren't what they expected for the final, especially.
They're making the excuse that there was it was Memorial Day weekend, so everyone was at the cinema to see Lilo and Stitch and stuff. So, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it at the end. So,
a little bit of comic book news. This is out next week, I believe. This is Buried Long Ago, issue number 2 by Anthony Cleveland and our pal Alex Cormack. I've read this. I think I might have sent you a copy, Fuzzy, to have a look at. The guys were kind enough to share a digital copy with us. This is a cracking little series based on true life crime in America of this lady, Bella, who just lived in a farm with her kids. It just basically kept Tyson blokes to come and live with her under the kind of the lie that she was going to marry them and whatnot, and then just bumped them off and took the money and buried them in the back garden.
Okay.
So this is, they've never really discovered how many bodies in reality that she had. They've estimated it's of above the 30s through bone fragments and stuff. In typical comic book fashion, this is based on that story, but it's also got a bit of an interweaving kind of made-up story about monsters and things like that. So yeah, as Fuzzy says, true life, it's a lot of guesswork, absolutely. Because of the time when all these crimes happened, they've kind of pieced bits together and stuff. But it's an interesting read. Alex's artwork is spectacular as ever. It's well worth picking up if you get a chance to get a hold of this. Hyde Street, issue number 6. I read this today. Another phenomenal issue. James, I know you don't read a lot of comics. I'm not sure if you read, but this one's well worth.
Well, they got pictures though. I look at the
this
pictures.
one got pictures. Balls. Yeah, it's well worth picking this one up and giving it a go. Hyde Street is cracking. I couldn't really explain what it's about in terms of it's a street where people who've done silly, naughty things go, and there's these entities living on the street, like Mr. X-Ray, who's in the front there, who've got to clock up capturing 1,000 souls before they're released from Hyde Street.
Right.
But each issue basically's got a different kind of crime to it or issue to it. The entities that live on Hyde Street, as the series progressed, have all started kind of falling out with each other now and trying to best each other. And that's kind of what the story's about. This issue is really interesting, about a tour bus in Hollywood where the people on the bus were basically shouting and beasting the driver, who ended up hitting the pedestrian, and they all end up on Hyde Street, and they've got to kind of like either put their hands up and say, yes, we contributed to that, or they get punished in some way, and I'll not spoil it, but really, really good. I enjoyed it. Fuzzy saying, read it today, it's getting better in his opinion. Yeah, I'm enjoying the series. It is fun. It is fun. So yeah, that was cool. 2 books I haven't read yet, but are out either this week or next week, so keep an eye out for. The Mummy, issue number 3. Yep. I'm going to be honest. I'm saying keep an eye out for it. I'm going to be honest. I think this is shite. I've read issue 1 and 2. Okay. It's a long time since I've seen the black and white original Mummy movie. So I don't know if it's following that or if this is a separate story. Fuzzy might know in the chat.
The main character is the same main character.
Is it?
Story, yeah.
I think the artwork is absolutely atrocious. It's just not my style at all. And it's just boring.
One of my favorite artists. It's actually one of my favorite artists, man.
Really? Oh, it's awful.
I know it's a cute. It's got kind of a cutesy, kid storybook.
I think that's my problem.
Sort of
I don't feel it.
Yeah. I 100% I will agree. It's not a good match with the Mummy, with a horror thing. Yeah. I think she did the Last of Us comic, and I think it works there because there's that kind of childlike wonder of Ellie and stuff. But this is a bizarre pairing. Like when she was announced for this, I was like, that's fucking weird.
I'll not be reading on. I'll not be finishing. Okay. And it's interesting. I know Fuzzy's like me. He's read, I think, all of these Universal monsters. I started off incredibly excited with Dracula, and I feel like everyone would move on to. I'm getting less and less excited by them.
There's been Dracula. There was a Frankenstein one. There was
the cack.
Black Lagoon,
Creature of the Black Lagoon,
and then the Mummy. Is that it? That's all they got so far.
Yeah.
And have any of them been like great start to finish?
I enjoyed Dracula for the artwork, and it was the first one, so there was a bit of excitement. I guess if I was to go back and reread it, I'm not convinced I'll be blown away by it.
It seems like such an easy slam dunk, though, isn't it?
Well, Dracula, to be honest, was pretty much a retelling of Dracula. I did enjoy, to an extent, Creature from the Black Lagoon. It was a bit different. But none of them have been a solid must-read. Do you know what I mean?
Have any of them tied into other ones?
No, not yet.
No connection at all. No.
Yeah. Invisible Man next, Fuzzy, soon. Nice. None have had a solid 4 issues. Yeah, I would agree with that, Fuzzy. They've all... Frankenstein, for me, was probably one of the most disappointing because the concept of that should have been phenomenal, you know,
Yeah.
telling the tale of each body part kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But it just didn't work. Bat Dan, Dracula was worth it for the art, Simmons art. I would agree with that, Dan. Otherwise, it was a bit cack. Yeah, and Fuzzy saying Frankenstein was dire. Yeah, I agree. Another one to keep your eyes out for, particularly if you're a Mark Spears fan, my good pal Mark Spears. This guy has been doing the cover work for Return of the Living Dead. This is issue number 4. It's the final issue, I believe. It's a great little series. It has been fun. The cover work on it is stunning. Again, massive shout out to the kindness of YouTube friends. Fuzzy of the Dunlop sent me issue 1, 2 and 3, I believe, of this. So thank you so much for that, Fuzzy. I'm off to the comic shop tomorrow. I'm going to pick up issue number 4 just so I've got the full set of these spectacular covers. I have to be honest, and this is no disrespect, Fuzzy, because I do appreciate you sending us the books. The artwork inside the books hasn't necessarily hit it for me. I'm literally collecting these for the covers. I love the cover work. The stories have been a bit, yeah.
Right, okay.
But Mark Spears' artwork, there, I'm glad Fuzzy agrees. Inside is awful. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. But that imagery, Mark Spears.
Yeah, I'd love to get a commission off him.
Piss off. Piss off. I can sell you one. Yeah.
Like 50 good. I wouldn't buy that one.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch on this very briefly. This is season 7 of Black Mirror. It's concluded now. I've watched the last of the episodes today, which interestingly is the first kind of sequel episode they've done, which was the kind of the Star Trek episode. Was really, really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I would probably say not as much horror element in this one. It is being more sci-fi, which is obviously what Black Mirror is all about. Some great acting in it. Only one episode I didn't particularly enjoy, which was the black and white one in the middle. I didn't particularly get that. Right. The one next to that with all the computer screens was mind-bending. It was superb. Peter Capaldi, is that how you say his name?
Yep.
He was Doctor Who. Absolutely phenomenal as this kind of deranged, autistic computer guy who's basically, I mean, you would love it, James. It's basically becomes obsessed with a computer game, which is a bit like, do you remember like Lemons or Tamagotchi things? These little creatures on screen, and then they multiply, and there's more, and there's more, and there's more. And then he's taking LSD, and he's thinking he's communicating with them.
Nice.
And it goes.
That sounds
totally,
fun. Yeah.
It's a great episode. Episode.
Check that one out.
Really good series. Really, really good series. So I'd recommend people check that out. Worth a watch. Trailer for Dangerous Animals. This one came completely as a surprise to me, James. I hadn't heard about it.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it at all until I was in the cinema the other week and the trailer came on for it and I was like, what's this? And I was like, this looks incredible. So this stars Jai Courtney and it's a shark movie with it's like a shark movie meets a slasher, sort of. So this guy, played by Jai Courtney, who, had him Boomerang in the Suicide Squad movies, like kidnaps women and feeds them to sharks, basically, is kind of the gist of it I was getting from it.
Do it think so? I didn't get the full gist on the trailer. You're absolutely right. He's kidnapping people, particularly the women.
Yeah,
putting them in cages, dangling them over the boat and stuff like that. But there was one scene where there was a load of lights and spotlights. Is he broadcasting this? Is it like a torture porn kind of thing?
Yeah, like dark web or something like that. I think that's where it's gonna go. Yeah, like I love, like, it's getting amazing reviews as well. I just love when these things come out of nowhere. Yeah. And it's like, what's this? This looks great, and then apparently it is great. So yeah, I'm really excited. This is out on the 6th, so next Friday. Very excited for it.
The trailer looks amazing. Check out the trailer, guys. It really jumped out at me, and I thought, oh, this looks like a one that I'm not aware of, and I like the look of a lot.
Side note, I went to see the other week, kind of a horror movie, The Surfer with Nick Cage.
Oh, Nick Cage.
Have you heard about this one? It's like a surfer, and it's fucking weird. I don't want to tell you on about it. I almost say watch it, but after the end of it, it was okay. It was weird though. It's like a psychological.
It's got Nick Cage.
Yeah, and he has a moment, like a Nick Cage moment in it. It's like, was it eat the rat, he screams. It's just like, he's so weird. It's a bizarre one, but it's
we'll check that out.
Maybe check it out.
I love me a bit of Nick Cage. Fuzzy saying the Toxic Avenger finally got a UK and Ireland cinema distributor. It was
Sweet.
announced yesterday. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Welcome to Derry.
Welcome to Derry. We got our first, our second. We had a teaser, but we got our first, like a full trailer of this. It's been renamed as well to It. Welcome to Derry, I think. What you think of this?
Do you know what? I'm excited about it. It looks creepy. It looks weird. I'm hoping it's more It's Chapter 1 than It's Chapter 2, if that makes sense. I'm hoping there's not a reliance on CGI. Just give us some practical creepy effects and stuff.
They don't have the money, I think. Yeah. I think this is going to be all practical, I feel. Yeah. I'm happy because, you know, like when this show was announced and like I think it even started filming and as far as we were aware, Bill Skarsgård wasn't going to be in it. So we were like, oh, is this going to like, it's not going to be Pennywise the Clown. It's going to be like the It doing other things maybe. So like, I'm actually happy to see how Pennywise focused it is. Like it's the imagery, the smile and the balloon is throughout the thing. And then we see him at the end. What's that supposed to mean? There's great horror shows. This is a HBO one, so it's going to be quality, I'm sure. Welcome Itch to Derry would have been so much better. I actually like that. That would have been good.
I think, I mean, I know what SM's saying that, you know, this should have probably been another big budget It movie, you know? But I don't know. I'm intrigued. I am intrigued by it. I just hope they don't drop the ball on the special effects.
I think this suits, because like you see like people, the kids on bikes and stuff like that, like it's going to have like a Stranger Things. Yeah. Which itself had very It vibes to it. I feel like this story suits a TV format and the whole thing where they're going to go back the 33 years or whatever every season. I think is interesting as well. So I'm really excited. We don't have a date yet. It's this year at some point. So I'm still. I mean, they decided to do a TV show to save money rather than a film. I think they just want content for Max. You know, so that's why they did the Penguin.
Something to draw people to.
Yeah, and sometimes you're like, I want more. I want like Annie Machete, who's directed the movies, is doing this as well. Probably just like I want more time. Like I don't want to have to, because those movies are 3 hours, and a horror movie really shouldn't be 3 hours. Yeah. So like he can do like 6 hour long episodes and get this whole story out. I think it's
should be fun. Should be fun.
So The Last of Us, we talked about episode 1 to 5, so 6 and 7, and the season's over now. Peter, what did you think? We'll go episode 6 first. We get the flashback.
Well,
flashback
let's not go into too much detail because you've promised poor everything.
We are doing a full breakdown.
Oh, I can't cope with the full season. Breakdown that you do.
Full breakdown.
Every
6 hours long, baby. No, it's gonna be right. 2 slides an episode.
Listen.
What do you think?
I have told you repeatedly that this is a good show, and I mean that it is a good show. But for me, this was a far less satisfying season than season 1. My biggest issue with it, and you can call us whatever you want out there in internet land, it's not about sexism or anything like that. I was only really invested when Joel and Ellie were together on screen. Yeah. When Joel went, heartbreaking episode, but the episodes after that were just like, I know you love who's the other character that's
Ellie?
No, not with the one that's with Ellie, the other girl.
Adina.
I know you love her and stuff. I didn't warm to her at all, to be honest. The episode where Joel came back and the flashback, absolutely loved. Thought that was great.
Yeah.
The last episode was canny. There was a bit of drama in it, I guess. I know you thought I would be wound up by the ending of it. But I wasn't. I thought it was okay. I quite like the idea of seeing what's going on. It did hit us in the emotional nuts. So, I mean, spoilers. People will have seen this by now.
Yeah, we'll do spoilers.
Yeah, it did hit us in the emotional nuts where Ellie shot the lady carrying the baby, because I couldn't help but think she was the nice one in the scene at the start, you know, and that was just a horrible. I thought Bella played that superbly. But yeah, just for fuzzy, yeah, it is budget Walking Dead, agree, and the characters are all stupid, absolutely. The Walking Dead had zombies in every episode, though. Absolutely, SM. Now it happens in this; they just walk around. And it did feel very... God, you see, you've got us on a rant now.
Go on, don't rant away, man. I want to hear it.
It did feel kind of computer game cutscene-y bit where she's on the boat. That looks interesting. Then she gets washed up. Then she gets hung for a bit. Then she gets off for a bit.
That's not in the game. That bit's not in the game, Peter.
It just felt... Well, yeah, but it just felt
I thought that was bizarre. It was
pointless.
a bizarre thing. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Why? Like, obviously, the point is to tell us that the explosions are coming from the Seraphite Island. I think that's the idea. Because apparently the viewers of TV are stupid and need to be told that directly rather than inferring that from the way the WLF are doing a big thing tonight and then you see explosions.
I never understand, and I know it's obviously for plot point and all the rest of it. I never understand where, because it makes you think there's no danger. You've seen these characters slicing and dicing people and killing people indiscriminately, blah, blah, blah. They hang someone up, there's an explosion, and they say, "I'll tell you what, let's just leave her where she is." They would just kill her straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Just slice her and run and go.
Yeah.
Do you know, you were about
and
to do it anyway.
Back on the boat and buggers off again.
I thought it was stupid. I thought it was stupid. I hated that part. I'm bitterly disappointed by this, man. To be honest, like I think this has not even remotely captured the impact of the original story, and I think so. Episode 6, you know, it's like all flashbacks. Yeah. So in the game, those are like sprinkled throughout, right? To the point that in the first and so this season just has the story has a different structure to the way the game is, and the reason that the flashbacks are done in that way in the game is because it's constantly kind of retextualizing what's happened before. So it's like you find out Ellie's been on this kind of warpath, killing all these people and stuff like that, which she doesn't really do in the show. It's another problem I have, where she kills like 4 people or something like that. Another thing, like in the game, she's a spirit of vengeance. She's just murdering constantly. But like, so like we find like she's on this kind of path, and then we find out, oh, she knew what Joel did, so why is she doing this? And then you find out, oh, they had this conversation before. So like, do you know the bit on the porch when, first he confesses that what happened, and then she says, okay, those are 2 separate scenes in the game. So instead of the Eugene getting shot thing, that's where he confesses to her in the game. And then the porch scene is a separate scene where she goes up and says, like, the reason she was angry at him was because he admitted that what happened. I'm on such a rant that I've just forgotten where I was going. Oh yeah, so that porch scene, is the ending of the game. So that's the like literally the ending of, like, we shouldn't be getting that until the end of next season, like the last scene of the game. So why is it here in episode 6? Do you know? That's the emotional oomph at the very end of the story. So I just think you completely fucked the story rearranging it in this way. So I think that's a problem. My other issue is that I love Bella Ramsey, but I think Ellie is just too childish in this. Like, she's very stoic in the game. She feels like she's grown up, whereas here she just feels like she did in season 1. You know, there's too much silly jokes and stuff like that. It's like she's supposed to be on. I said to you no, you're 100. No, I agreed with you when you said it then, and I even agree more now. To the point that I feel like she's just like, in the game you completely understand where she's coming from, and even when you start to doubt it, you get a flashback to remind you of how she was with Joel. Whereas here, I just feel like she's being stupid and stubborn. You know, and that's just not what it is in the game at all. So I feel like it's fucked already. I am excited for next season. Some really in the game, right?
How long are we waiting for next season?
2 years.
I mean, I think that's killing it.
And I 100% agree. Especially when, like, next season is pretty much all Abby. And they've talked about a season 4. If they do a season 4, we're getting almost no Ellie next season at all. It'd be just Abby. Because it's interesting in the game. At that point in the story, when it shifts back to Abby, you play as Abby then for half the game. Yeah. So, like, that's the surprise in the game.
So do we get any more Pedro?
All of the scenes with Joel from the game have been done in episode 6.
So they're either going to drastically start adding and rewriting to try and get people...
New scenes with Joel.
Because Fuzzy's quite right. He said at the start, I noticed that myself yesterday, I think, the numbers have not been as good. It's still good, but the numbers haven't been anywhere near as good as they'd hoped for in this series. So,
you're gonna get more of a knock next season.
Yeah, I would imagine
because the momentum of the story is gone.
Twitchy bums, aren't they? Because this should be their big kind of,
Yeah, and it's following a character that we've not seen that much of. Yeah, and a group of characters we've not really seen at all, and it's almost going to be a new show for a season. So we'll see how that goes. I think it'd be a mistake to make it 4 seasons. I think just do 10 episodes next season and get it done. Because I think, honestly, it's a story designed to be played start to finish, not waiting 2 years and week to week for it. So, like, I think the momentum is killed. So, bitterly disappointed, to be honest. This is one of my favorite stories ever of all time. And I think it's just not been done justice. So,
and it's funny, and I know I keep lining it to Walking Dead, and Walking Dead by no means was perfect. There were big seasons of Walking Dead which were trashed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I think back to this season now, we had the big kind of clicker attack on the outpost, which was great. Other than that, I don't feel like we've had a lot of threat from clickers, or do you know what I mean? There's not been a great deal of it.
It's the thing because in the game you're fighting clickers constantly, so you were like, you have to their priority was to tell the story, so they just have that big battle sequence, and then there's a stalker sequence here and there, you know. But like that bit in the, you know, when there was like a horde scene in the tunnels on the train.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. I like that bit. Yeah. So we'll have a standalone live stream to talk about the show compared to the game. We'll have Efren on to talk about that. So that'll be next week at some point. We'll work that out during the week. So yeah. But like, stinker. So hopefully I'm hoping next season nails it. I really do.
I know you're really passionate about this property, James, and I get that because I have enjoyed it. But I think another 2-year wait could kill this. I really do.
Yeah. You're gonna forget what happened at this point,
Yeah.
and there's gonna be like, because we're like Abby's doing her thing while Ellie's doing her thing. You know, sometimes you'll hear like a gunfire in the background or something's on fire in the distance or something like that. You're not gonna get all those little callbacks because the last thing you saw was 2 years ago. You know, so I think, it's unfortunate, very unfortunate.
Pass on.
Man, so watch the game cutscenes. It's one of the greatest stories ever told. Seriously.
The Ritual, based on true events of The Exorcist, I think.
Yeah, so they said in the marketing that this is what The Exorcist is based on. So I went to a secret screening on Tuesday. Now, I hadn't heard of this movie. So I went in thinking it's going to be Clown in the Cornfield or Dangerous Animals, and I was really excited. And then this came on, and I was like, it's Dan Stevens as a priest. I'm like, what is this? And then Al Pacino shows up, and I'm like, oh, it's Al Pacino, okay. Hooah! I thought it was crap. It was absolute
I have
shite.
to say the trailer did nothing for us.
It is just so by the number. Like, it doesn't do anything original. It's not scary. The characters aren't fair. I think Al Pacino's the only likable character in it, really. Like, I liked him and I liked his performance because I've never seen him do much range. So him playing this kind of old Italian priest was really fun to see him do. But I mean, this is just nothing. Like, there's nothing interesting about this at all. I can't. Like, why would you watch this instead of The Exorcist or something? You know, like, there's no standout at all about it.
Al Pacino hasn't made a good movie since '95. I can't think what I've seen him in for a long time, to be honest. Like a modern film, do you know what I mean? I can't remember what last thing I saw him in was.
I'm also starting to, because Dan Stevens has for a long time been one of my favorite actors, and I'm starting to doubt whether he's a good actor now or not.
Right.
Because after Kong, where I hated him in Kong, and I hated his character in this. So I'm like, I don't know if he's just not been cast in the right roles, you know.
I know you gushed over him when we talked about him in Kong, not in that role, but as an actor.
Yeah.
I don't remember having seen him in a great deal. He was in Abigail,
Legion.
wasn't he?
He's in Abigail, you know.
Yeah,
Lisa,
Abigail.
those are fucking onions, you know.
Yeah,
He's great. He's great in that. He's good in Legion. If you've ever seen Legion,
Yeah, I've seen that.
And The Guest. That's where I kind of introduced to him, and that's a phenomenal movie. Don't know if you've ever seen it.
I think
Guest.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, great movie.
Yeah.
So,
This is
dog shit.
not
Don't go
Anthony
see it.
Rochefort,
Yeah,
yeah.
just I barely remember half of it anyway. Like,
Was he saying I like The Guest?
The Guest was great. Yeah.
Prom, Fear Street Prom Queen.
Righto. So we've been very excited about I love the first three Fear Street movies. This was announced. We were very excited. We've been talking about this for a year or something. It's been upcoming. So it came out last week on Netflix. When did you watch it? Did you watch it during the week?
I watched it last Friday, I think it was.
And I finished it about an hour before we start, half an hour before we started. So, what'd you think?
I liked it. I'm going to be I liked it. In terms of, it wasn't great. It didn't set the world alight. I liked it if it's designed to be an 80s kind of cheesy slasher movie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I watch it thinking this is an 80s cheese fest, I enjoyed it. I thought it was canny, camp, silly, some decent kills, some crap kills, but some decent kills. Some characters I liked, some characters I absolutely despised and couldn't wait for them to get bumped off, but some of them didn't. If I watch it thinking this is a modern film, dog shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, if it was intended to be of the 80s, campy, silly, grainy, then yeah, it was good fun. It was an easy watch.
So this is just pure schlock, man.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
pure slasher schlock. But I enjoyed it. I have to say, like it's listen, like the first. It started, and you got this 80s music and stuff like that, and this voiceover and stuff. I'm like, okay, this is fun. And then the first kill happens, and it was just like no style or suspense. It's just the killer walks up and smacks someone in the back with an axe, and I'm like, oh, that's a bit shit. And then I can't remember what the next kill was, but I thought the next kill was lackluster. I was like, oh, this is a bit crap. But then as I went down, I thought the kills got a bit gorier, and I'm like, we know some of the characters a bit more, so you're happy, you're like, you know that this guy's a douchebag or something like that, so you like seeing him get fucking stabbed in the face or whatever with a buzzsaw. I really love the cast. I thought like the main character in it, Lily, I want to say, is it Lily? Was awesome. I loved her. I thought she was really great. I thought the friend was really good. I don't understand how people that bitchy can be popular in school. I really don't get it. When
I
you're
would
that
kill them all. The orders were pretty much the only one that I quite warmed to, and I thought it was a shame she got killed, was the one who was quite nice to work with
afterwards. Who says that's too far, man? You know,
went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I have to say, I predicted. I don't want to spoil it for people, but I predicted the killer and the twist at the end very early on.
To a T. Literally, I just thought it was the most obvious thing ever. Like when you kind of, there's like an element of like how the killer's getting around.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. And once that was revealed, I was like, well, it has to be that. So like I just thought that was the most obvious thing ever. So I mean like it's silly, it's stupid. But I had a good time watching it, man. Like, I have to say, it's fun. Like, I like the 80s-ness. I thought it was interesting.
Did you pick up on the kind of the post-credit scene? Did you see that?
Yeah. So, a tease for a sequel? I don't know if there's a sequel to the book.
No, but it's a link to the other films, isn't it? So
yeah. So Shady's Side it's a curse, isn't it? So like Sunnyvale takes all of the luck from
so the blood basically created the sigil that was on the book from the, I think the third one.
Okay. So like I'm curious how many references to those movies I know there was a reference to the camp killings stuff like that, so like I love, like, this one's definitely not on the same level as the first three, but I still enjoyed it, and I want more of these. I want one every year, man. I think these are really a good time. Like, an
easy watch, nice little film on Netflix. So you know you're not paying to go to the cinema to see it or whatever. You're paying your Netflix, but you're not paying to see it at the cinemas. It's good popcorn flick. I would recommend watching it. It's good fun. Final destination. This is our topic for tonight, Mr. Keegan.
Yeah, I finally got to come up with a topic for the show. So, we had a really good time with Final Destination Bloodlines the other week, and I thought it'd be fun to go over some of our favorite kills from the franchise. So I have a Rotten Tomatoes list of what they ranked as the top 10 kills. So we can go through it and see where you want to think. Before we even start, though, what's your favorite accident? What's your favorite vision, like your favorite like setup accident thing?
So I'm going to be really honest. This is going to be interesting for us because I've seen all of these films, but I mean going back to was it? I can't even remember.
2001, I think.
Yeah. So I've forgotten a lot of them. I think in terms of my favorite kill, it's got to be the classic car one, because that's the one that's left as it has a lot of people. I think.
Oh, the motorway
with a fear of lorries and shit for years.
Log trucks.
Me and Alona, when we're driving, as soon as we see a truck with stuff on the back, it's still, whoa, get it from behind that.
Yeah.
I just think it's so well done,
Yeah,
I tell each other when I do, like, man, and it's not a start of the film. I think it's the end of one of the movies, just for shits and giggles. there's an explosion and a barbed wire fence kind of shoots across a field in a perfect line and slices through someone. I love that.
3 ways. That's good. I think that's on the list there as well. Yeah. Like in terms of initiate, like you have the first one's a plane crash, second one's the motorway, third one's a roller coaster, fourth one is a NASCAR thing, fifth one is a suspension bridge, which I thought was a really cool one, and the sixth one's there's no Bloodlines entries in here, so maybe at the end we can talk about our favorites from that one. But yeah, like for me, like I there's one in four. Four is kind of considered the shit one, but there's one in four where it's like a lawnmower flicks a rock through someone's eye, and that's always one that stuck out to me. Like, cause I used to like be there with my dad mowing the grass and stuff like that, and I'm just like, oh, imagine that could happen. So that always freaked me out. Yeah, like the pool filter one there is obviously a great one as well. I think the tanning bed is so iconic.
I don't remember the pool filter one. Does he just drown?
No, it sucks his guts out. So someone knocks a thing that turns the pool filter up the high or something. So he gets sucked to the bottom, and then his intestines get pulled out of his ass, basically. Nice. So that's number 10. I think that's about right where that should be. Number 6 is the gymnastics. So I think the setup for that. The setup for that is so good, where you're just waiting for it to step on the nail and so tense. And then the way it ends is someone else, she gets down and she starts like doing spins on the pole. And someone else steps on the thing, knocks like dust into a fan, and it hits her, and she just like cracks to the ground. And that was great. So a lot of the time, I like when they subvert what you're expecting to happen. I think that's always really fun. Nail gun to the head. Do you remember that one in 3 with? Yeah, that's the thing. And then tanning bed is
tanning bed's pretty horrific.
I feel like tanning bed should be higher. I would put it probably in the top 4, top 3.
Fuzzy's just saying they're all on Amazon. Yeah, I might go back and rewatch some of them, to be honest.
They're so good. I saw the first one when I went to see Bloodlines. It was a double bill with the first movie, and still holds up. I think it's still great. Like, still a good time. So, yeah. This ending of the first movie. So when the big sign falls and hits, I don't know. I think that's like, as a kill itself, it's not really. You don't even see it or something, so that's not what I would have thought of. Yeah. The elevator one in 2. Do you remember that one? Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, decapitation. That's a great one.
Elevators freak me out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you ever see videos? I always watch like online videos of like people who just had near misses with elevators like collapsing. So it's like
the freak is out because back when I was a wee nipper, young kid, I was on holiday in Spain or somewhere, and there was a kid that I got friendly and talking to it, and he was missing the lower part, elbow down of his arm, and it was because he'd put his arm in an elevator to stop the elevator, and the safety functions were shite back then. Just shutting his arm and took his arm off. So yeah, it freaked us out ever since.
Yeah. Clothesline in the first movie.
What was that one again?
So it's one of the first kills. It's it's weird because it's the only kill in the series where like you kind of see death as like a shadow in it, and like the water, like so water comes. He kind of falls into the bathtub and a cord wraps around his neck, and then I think Vaseline had spilled, so he can't stand up and he chokes to death. But then like the water comes back and like disappears. I always thought that was weird because the rest of them are like you could investigate it and it's just a freakish accident, whereas that one was like an actual supernatural kill. I always thought that was strange. I don't think that's a great one. I think maybe it's for as one of the I think the first accident kill in the series. Maybe that's why it's there. Laser eye. That one is phenomenal. I think that was one I remember going to the when the trailer came out for it, just being like, oh my god, that's such a great idea. And it's like in the movie it just delivers. It's just like, oh. She puts her hand up and starts going through, and so would you ever get laser eye surgery?
Absolutely not. Any eyes? Nah.
I wonder how much business the Final Destination movies have cost various like industries because they won't.
I can't even get drops in my eyes without my head going into like spasms and stuff. I can't. Eyes freak us out, to be honest. This is an interesting one from Fuzzy. When I go on an escalator, I always make sure my laces are tucked up because my mum told me to get stuck and rip my legs off. Escalators are horrific things, Fuzzy.
So that's one that's not on this list that I love in 4. When the girl gets stuck grinded through the escalator. That's a great one. And there's in 5 there is someone gets the needle pin therapy thing, and he falls. Yeah, acupuncture, and he falls off the table and smacks, and it's like all through. Oh God, this is such good movies, man. I love these. This list is whack though. I feel like this one's that should be here. That aren't. Number 2, launch through a fence. So similar to your one, but a bit different. So That's in the NASCAR sequence, and the guy gets like flung through and just cubed completely by the fence. And then obviously, you know, I think generally the consensus is that the motorway accident is the best.
Yeah, I mean, it's
sequence in the
tremendous.
series. Yeah,
It's so
it is.
well done.
It is funny. I think the close, like, because like a lot of surprisingly amount of people have never been on a plane. A lot of people have never gone on a roller coaster. Like everyone's been on a motorway. Everyone's you know had a big truck drive in front of them and stuff. So I just think that the series is so good at tapping into like those kind of everyday things and how dangerous they can be. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. The one that stays with you, isn't it?
Do you think any of the Bloodlines ones should be on the list? What would you put there?
Really like, and I'll tell you why, because obviously we've been doing horror shows for a long time now. And your brain automatically goes to, if we have hours to do a horror movie, what would I do, blah, blah, blah. And obviously with my profession, working in a hospital and stuff, I've always thought you can make a really cool horror movie in a hospital setting. Like, you know, with some of the machinery and the equipment and stuff like that. Yeah. And I've always thought, having been in the rooms with the MRIs and, you know, the magnetic setups, how cool that would be. And they did it exactly as I would do it in Final Destination. It's one of my favourite scenes. I just think when he folds in half, it's
all his nipples, rings and stuff.
Well, not just his nipple. He's down below it as well. Just thought, so good.
Jesus Christ. So good. Yeah, that was a great one. I really loved, I love the setup for it and everything. And I just think the actual visual of it was great. The girl getting crushed in the bin, Lurie. Yeah. Where she's like, they mentioned like 2 minutes earlier about like this could happen and that could happen, and we end up in the thing, and it's like, and then she goes and runs off, and you just see it happen in the background, and then just the way like her fucking jaw goes first, and then I just thought that was wonderful. So I thought that was great, and shocked they killed a kid on screen. They killed like an 8-year-old, but he was a little shit, so it didn't matter. But I'm like, I couldn't believe they did that. Do you know, I thought kids are just kind of off limits on these kind of gory kills. You know, yeah.
Great movie, it was good. It was good fun. Good fun. I watched a behind the scenes thing was on Instagram the other day of the dad getting the lawnmower to his head, and it was like showing it being filmed. It was really
I saw that as well. Yeah. That was a good one. Yeah, so good. So that is us.
Good stuff.
I believe good so. Stuff. There you go. Any comments?
No, just good fun. Grant? Good fun. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time. We've got anything else happening?
So this is not my fault. I've had some technical difficulties over the past few. Don't look at me, Peter. Look at me in the eyes, okay? So I don't know when it's gonna. I'm gonna like be able to finish it. It's nearly done as well. Is the annoying thing. It's just my computer's gone shitways. So we had that, but we'll be back next week. We'll live with the Last of Us breakdown with special guest Past Point Comics. So we'll be doing that next week, and then we'll have the live show. I sent picture proof, Fuzz. I sent picture proof of my computer just crashing completely.
I mean, when you say picture proof,
What? Why? Excuse me.
Yeah.
Nearly.
No, James, don't take it. I'm going to stand up for you here, mate. Don't take it. Fuzzy, to be fair, it's only been 5 months since we recorded it, so give the guy a break.
It's been a month and a half. How dare you?
Since we recorded it.
Yeah, month and a half. Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah.
Hit
the button, Fuzzy says. Right, guys, that's the end, and thank you very much. It's been good fun, as usual. Lots to talk about, and we'll be back in a fortnight's time for more geeky news. Mr. Keegan, anything you want to say before we go?
Well, Peter, it's not Halloween, but I still think everyone's entitled to one good scare.